Well, his legs, Manny's legs are like tree trunks.
Yeah, and the
It's
hand
crazy.
speed, the power,
speed, everything.
Joe Rogan has clearly expressed that Manny Pacquiao looks dangerous ahead of his return fight against Mario Barrios. And it wasn't a throwaway comment. Rogan has seen the final body transformation footage. The speed, the timing, and the energy that Pacquiao brought into camp. According to Rogan, Manny Pacquiao might just actually prove everyone who's looking down on him wrong come this weekend.
Barrios wins. I think young, and it's hard with age. But I think if anyone was going to do it, Manny Pacquiao's the man.
Most don't expect much. Critics assume that this will be a ceremonial goodbye, a light exhibition. But once the training camp footage started rolling out and Pacquiao's daily schedule became public, everyone seems to have changed their perspective. Videos showed him sprinting hills with dozens trailing behind, throwing rapid-fire combinations in the gym, and absorbing brutal abdominal conditioning drills.
So I got the call oh, Pacquiao, he's interested in coming out of retirement, and like fighting you, right, for the title. And I was like one of those, I was kind of just like, wait, what, like Pacquiao? I was like, holy.
Yeah.
Yeah, like.
You're like, wait, Manny Pacquiao?
Yeah, but it was like he wants to come out of retirement and fight me. And I was like, so like, does he think sweet or? But yeah, regardless, right, of the reason, right, it's an honor, right? It's a name, right, one of those dreams.
Manny has made it clear what is coming after I am his challenger. Pacquiao said, so I have to go more extra mile to punish myself to be able to win the fight, and that's my goal. Those words came after a scene where his longtime strength coach, Justin Fortune, whipped him across the abs and hands with a bamboo stick. I am not underestimating my opponent. I have to make sure that I am in 100% condition. I am still here. Manny Pacquiao is back. He then followed it with a social media post summarizing the build-up that read, training camp recap, hard work, sacrifice, faith, 1 week to go. The video showed everything from sparring, sprint drills, shadow boxing to moments with fighters like Teopo Lopez.
I can't see Manny winning, I'll be honest with you.
Really?
No, I can't see. I think age is a big factor, you know, even though he's my favorite fighter and stuff like that. Mario Barrios is a beast, 30 years young, in the prime, going from a world title, you know, it's a hard challenge for Manny.
Boxing is my passion. The way I trained, the way I worked hard to make sure that I can give a good fight to the fans. He also acknowledged his opponent Mario Barrios. I know he trained hard. He have to defend his belt, and to Joe Rogan and many others, Manny will sure come out strong during the fight. However, on the other side, Mario Barrios is approaching this like the most serious fight of his life. He holds the WBC welterweight belt and knows exactly what fighting Pacquiao represents. He's aware of the danger in the spotlight, but he's not here for sentiment. It's kill or be killed in there, he said. I am ready to defend my title by any means necessary.
I mean, at the end it's kill or be killed. I know, like if he has been hurt at any point, he's gonna be the same way. Like I said, it's just my job, just to work on everything. Me and my team have been, training and drilling, these last couple weeks, and finish off these next 6, as best as we can, so I could go under come fight night, and
Barrios has made it very clear that he won't go soft on a legend. If the roles were reversed, Pacquiao wouldn't try to take it easy on me. Barrios said to the ring, he's not going to feel sorry for me in there. It's just the reality of the sport. That comment came in reference to Jake Paul's November bout with Mike Tyson, where Paul admitted he held back. Barrios, who fought to a draw that night on the same card, said he's not following that approach. I am going in there with bad intentions. I am trying to get him out of there.
Age. But you have to take into account the last time he stepped foot in that ring against Ugas. He didn't look good. He was outmatched by, a fighter, a younger fighter. Barrios is no slouch. Barrios is a young fighter, bigger fighter, knows how to, control distance very well, can punch a little bit. Like, he's no easy task for anybody in the welterweight division. And for Manny to come back after
Barrios did show some personal conflict about the matchup, admitting how strange it feels to fight someone he looked up to. He's such a likable dude, he said. It's hard to be like, man, I'm about to square up with him for my title. But admiration doesn't mean he'll go light. He said clearly that once the bell rings, it all changes. The history, the smiles, the respect, it won't matter. He's treating Pacquiao like a real threat. Meanwhile, Pacquiao's body tells the story Rogan picked up on. At 46, his conditioning doesn't match the typical look of a fighter coming out of retirement. It looks like a fighter mid-prime. His arms are shredded. His footwork has urgency. And his ability to chain combinations has surprised even some of his own sparring partners. What do you have to say to all of your...
What do you have to say to all of your fans tuning in for your fight coming up? What's your message?
July 19th, tune in, man. It's gonna be a big night. Whether you're a supporter, whether you're with me or against me, tune in. It's gonna be a great night. I'm defending my title against a legend, and I know there's gonna be a lot of Filipinos in attendance. There's gonna be a lot of Mexicans, there, and it's gonna be a good night of boxing. And I think just for the world of sports, and I'm ready, and now I'm just counting down, patiently waiting.
Barrios, to his credit, isn't buying into any of the myths. He's staying ready and treating Pacquiao like a man who could take his belt and ruin his momentum. That's why he said, I am going in there with bad intentions. Barrios has increased sparring rounds, adjusted his defensive movement, and brought in southpaw looks to mimic Pacquiao's angles and footwork. He's not underestimating the moment. But even with all that, there's something you can't fully prepare for when facing someone like Pacquiao. He doesn't just fight with hands and feet. He fights with rhythm, unpredictability, and speed that's hard to simulate. No one darts in and out like him. Even in his 40s, Pacquiao's timing hasn't fully left. His power is still enough to keep people honest. And if he can maintain output for 12 rounds, this fight is more than competitive. It's live. The current shape Pacquiao is in also forces another layer of consideration. If he wins this, it'll be more than just history. It'll shake up the whole division. No one expected the 46-year-old to come back and potentially take out a younger title holder. But the closer the fight gets and the more footage we see, the less far-fetched it looks. Pacquiao's intensity, his pace, the drills he's surviving. All of it points to a version that could still win rounds, still land hard shots, still do damage. Rogan saw that. He's watched too many fight camps not to recognize when someone is bluffing and when someone is serious. And to him, Pacquiao isn't pretending. He's showing up to win.
Yeah. Manny Pacquiao is younger. He's younger, he's big, he's a big boy. I mean, he still has a little bit more youth in him than Manny. Manny, if I'm not mistaken, I think Mario Barrios is probably same size as Margarito.
I think so, like 5'10", 5'11".
Around there, yeah.
Amir Khan has joined the growing number of voices speaking candidly about Manny Pacquiao's comeback, and his take is anything but celebratory. In his view, the Filipino legend's return to the ring at age 46 is not only unnecessary, it borders on reckless. Speaking to Genting Casino, Khan didn't sugarcoat his thoughts. Pacquiao doesn't stand a chance at all against any of the other champions if he wins. I think he just then needs to probably call it a day again after the fight. He said the former world champion who once chased a bout with Pacquiao that never materialized made it clear he sees the comeback as more of a danger than an opportunity to him. It's about walking away with pride intact. He can say he came back and won it, but then gave it up again and gave someone else a chance to fight for it. That'd be nice. But the real concern in Khan's tone comes through when he warns about the physical risks. He's always one punch away from getting hurt. Khan said, I think it's just a bit silly doing that, continuing to fight. Look, financially, he's secure and he's always one punch away from getting hurt, and you're not going to recover as quickly as normal.
If anything, do those little cheap expedition fights that you did last year, or those that are similar to that of what Floyd Mayweather keeps doing. Why is Manny Pacquiao doing a real legitimate fight? I get for its world championship, but against Mario Barrios. Why is Mario Barrios agreeing to this? Unless there is some astronomically large amount of money being given out for this fight makes no sense for either party. And I'm sick of having this welterweight division held up by dumb stuff like this. We don't want this fight. It makes absolutely
But I think he can do it. Yeah. Khan isn't alone in this line of thinking, but he's also not speaking from a detached or unsentimental place. The two men were linked for years in possible matchups, and their careers overlapped in a way that gave Khan a front row seat to Pacquiao's peak years. The fact that the fight never happened didn't stop the comparisons, nor did it prevent Khan from admiring what Pacquiao accomplished. But now, with the stakes higher and the clock ticking louder, Khan's message isn't shaded by nostalgia. He's speaking from the perspective of someone who knows what it feels like to walk away to try to get back what once came easy, and to realize that sometimes the body doesn't listen to the heart.
I mean, it's hard to know, at the age of Pacquiao, what we're going to get from him, But I'll tell you this. Depending on his conditioning, right? Depending on how much he can pop in on that instep that he brought to me, that notorious fast instep. If he can pop in that instep, and if Pacquiao can get in,
Yet, as can voice his caution, others remain firm in their belief that Pacquiao can still deliver something special. Terence Crawford, the reigning pound-for-pound king, has no doubt in his mind about the outcome of Pacquiao's clash with Mario Barrios. I got him winning. I just think the experience, the power is going to take him to a victory. Crawford told Boxing Social, it's a short, confident endorsement from one of the sport's most calculated thinkers. Crawford has built a career around timing and technical dominance, and if he's backing Pacquiao, it's not out of sentimentality. It's because he believes the Filipino still holds a few advantages that can't be taught.
Thank you so much. Wish him all the best. Quadra, I love him. Can he do it? Quadra?
Can he do it? Absolutely.
It's a Mexican drug.
Manny Pacquiao's
Oscar needs.
He's a legend.
Some nice ones. Thank you.
He's a legend. I think he can do it. Absolutely. I mean, it's not going to be easy, but I think he can do it.
Roy Jones Jr. has gone even further. Long a vocal supporter of old-school warriors, Jones sees a kindred spirit in Pacquiao. Back in early June, while being inducted into the Hall of Fame, he made it clear where he stood. I got to go with Pacquiao, he said, praising his mindset and describing him as an old-school fighter who's not returning for fame or riches, but simply because he still loves the fight. For Jones, that's a huge difference maker. Manny is different from a lot of guys. He's special, he explained. And Jones isn't blindly optimistic. He knows the dangers and outlines them plainly. If you stay away from Barrios for the first 6 rounds and fight, smart, he'll beat Barrios. But if he goes in there trying to trade, Barrios will catch him. Coming from a man who fought until age 54, the advice doesn't feel like idle chatter. It's the voice of experience of someone who knows how thin the line is between triumph and disaster when youth is no longer on your side. I'm 54. Why worry about him at 46? Jones asked rhetorically, adding, Manny's a consummate professional. He knows how to handle himself. He knows what he's up against. What Barrios is. He knows everything.
It's surprising. Obviously, I know Manny very well. He's a true competitor. He's a guy that if you put something in his head and obviously to create more history, he's a guy that's going to give everything and, try his best. That's what Manny, one thing I always learned with Manny is give 110% and try your best no matter what. So, he's going to give it his all. Again, you can't be Father Time, but Father Time is hard, and it was very hard watching him fight.
What Thurman focuses on is the movement, the ability to dart in and out of range to explode into combinations and disappear before counters land. That was always the core of Pacquiao's style, and it's what allowed him to survive and thrive against bigger, stronger men. Thurman also points to a crack in Barrios' armor. Mario Barrios was hurt against Ramos. That's the thing. The defense of Mario Barrios is still suspect. He is there. He is willing to get caught. You can catch the kid. He's not hard to find. Still, Thurman stops short of making a full prediction for Pacquiao. If Barrios keeps his jab active, controls range, and forces Pacquiao to work harder than his legs want to, Thurman believes the younger man will take
the same card as Manny Pacquiao's return. Have you got any thoughts on that fight with Mario Barrios, and is there any chance we see you still in there at 46?
Nah, at 46, I don't plan on being back in the ring, you know, but Mario Barrios is a great matchup for Manny Pacquiao. And I think, you know, at this age, it's a 50-50 fight for Manny Pacquiao.
And that's the tightrope Pacquiao is walking. The support is there and the belief exists, but woven into every endorsement is a caveat. There's a sense that he must fight a near-perfect fight, manage distance, pace himself, and use the ring IQ that's been sharpened by decades. He can't afford to rely purely on instincts or aggression, and he absolutely can't get drawn into careless exchanges. That's where the danger lives, and it's a danger that Keith Thurman, who shared the ring with both Pacquiao and Barrios, can see clearly. In an interview with Fight Hype, Thurman offered his unique take on how the matchup could play out. It's hard to know with the age of Pacquiao what we're going to get from him, he admitted. But I'll tell you this, depending on his conditioning, depending on how much he can pop in on that step that he brought to me, if he can get in on that step, and if Pacquiao can get in, I know he can hurt Mario Barrios.
Are you cool with Pacquiao against Mario Barrios?
I am. I'm cool with it. If I was cool with Manny Pacquiao coming back and fighting Keith Thurman, I'm definitely going to be cool with this one. Barrios is not a puncher. Thurman was one of the biggest punchers in boxing. I think he's going to be just fine with Mario Barrios, who we know what he is on the top level. He comes up short. He's been stopped by fighters that are less than Manny Pacquiao, Tank Davis. So I like this fight. I think he's not going to be an overwhelming favorite.